Okay, something you might be wondering, why Amumu? Why this Yeti? I'm not sorry, not Yeti. Got my mind a little mixed up there. Okay, well, first of all, Amumu is a amazing jungler. I think he is definitely in the top 3, if not the best jungler, because of his W, his despair ability, that causes a percentage of max health, so he can burn through the tougher mobs faster than other regular junglers, like say Yi. Oh well, I'm not gonna say Yi because his Alpha Strike is nuts, but let's say Xin Zhao or Malphite or even a Warwick. You can kill Golem and other mobs faster than other ones. That with your AOE thrash ability, basically every time you get hit, it's going to come off cooldown faster. So you can take care of larger camps faster and just, you know, a lot less trouble in the jungle on this mummy. One of my favorite things about Amumu is his bandage toss. I don't know how many kills I've gotten from this or how many times I've closed gaps, but this is like basically the distance of a blitzcrank grab, except you're going to them, they're not coming to you. It's initiation in the same way, you know, one person to the other team, but in this case it's me to their team, and the goal on Amumu is being next to their team, having as many people around you as you can, keeping your despair going, especially when near tanks. That can really help turn the tide of the fight. If they're tanks, like if they have a Mordekaiser or like a Garen or something, tanks that do heavy amounts of damage and can really carry a team, despair really comes in handy. You get Golem buff and you can despair, and you can take a lot of damage out of them tanks just by doing percent damage. And that with your 2 stuns, one is a single target stun that closes a gap, very nice for chasing. Make sure you use this not just as like a regular, like a Taric stun or something. This is used to close gaps. This is used to catch up, you know, initiate, you know, use the bandage toss, and then bam, jump right into your ultimate, catch the team off guard, and get as many people as you can stunned and doing damage to them. I play Amumu mainly because I play tanks a lot. I love to play jungler, and he is my favorite tank and my favorite jungler, so that's why I play Amumu. Hey, what's up? This is the friggin' Pope, and I'm going to be talking about my runes and masteries that I go on Amumu. First things first, runes, here's what I do. You don't have to do this. You see how I have 9 greater marks of alacrity for reds. Those give me, for marks, sorry. Those give me attack speed. The attack speed is not really for anything else other than my jungle. I'm a jungle Amumu, and attacking faster just means faster jungling time. The magic pin, I mean, you could do that, I guess, and you can get 8 or 9 magic pin from that. But Amumu doesn't need that because he gets magic pin from his passive by just attacking. So I see it as pointless. I guess you could argue armor, but I just see it as the best way to go for the early jungle game is attack speed for marks. For quints, on my other jungle page, which is every other jungler I do, I usually go armor pin for those quints, just because to get to 12 armor pin, I got this from the Odd Ones guide on Nunu. He goes the same, this is the same jungle page, he goes this for the reason that most creep camps either have 12 or below armor, and only Dragon and Golem and Lizard have more than that, and the Race, sorry. But you use Smite on those and other things, but the armor pin helps for those. But I don't think Amumu needs that. I instead, since I go tank on him, I would take the quints for health. He doesn't really need the armor pin. Most of his damage is coming from Tears and Tantrum, and that is magic damage. So, like I said before, his passive gives him that magic pin that he needs. So I find that these quints will help you earlier on and mid game more than the armor pin. And for seals, I go all static armor, or just base armor, which gives me 13 armor bonus at level 1, which is awesome for jungling. I do the same thing on my other jungle page. I get 13 armor That really helps for my early game. Take a lot less damage than I need to. That coupled with Amumu's Tantrum, and it really helps to keep his HP high and taking less damage from Dragon and those stronger minions. For the shielding, or I mean for the glyphs, I go glyphs of shielding. And you don't really need the magic resist early on in the game if you're going to be jungling, unless you're ganking a lot, or unless you're having the lane or something. So I take the scaling ones, so it's better for mid to late game is when you really need the magic resist. And 24 is actually a good amount, as long as they're not stacking magic resist. I mean magic pen, then you should be fine if you have that and Aegis, Merc Treads, and a couple other items to help you get above 100. So those are my runes for Amumu. For Masteries, I like to go 121-8. This is kind of a different build than what I don't know that I'm used to. It's kind of original to Amumu. There's some things that can be changed here. A lot of this is preference, of course. I spec into Smite for the reduced cooldown, and the gold bonus doesn't really matter. But I take the resistances for sure. Default 6 magic resistance, 6 armor, so that's 6 more armor. So that's 19 armor at level 1 just from my runes and masteries. I get Strength of Spirit just for the health regen. I don't fully spec into it so I can get other things, but I take the dodge and nimbleness. That helps for moving around and dodging minions. The health, don't really have to discuss that. That's just amazing on a tank, especially at level 1 for jungling. Ardor. I take this for several reasons. One, for the attack speed for early jungle. The ability power, you don't really build ability power in Amumu. I mean, sometimes you'll get an Abyssal Scepter or maybe a Rod of Ages or something like that, but I don't usually do that. So, I don't know, I might consider changing one of these points into Strength of Spirit and maybe in Defensive Mastery, put the other 2 points in there. That's kind of my preference there. I just like the attack speed. But I really like to have 21 points in defensive on my tank, so that 4% damage reduction really helps. That's 4% mitigated from magic and physical damage. That coupled with these is very good just from masteries. And for my utility, I like to, Perseverance sucks. I had to put a point in there though, because I don't take Ghost or Teleport. So you get good hands and you get the experience bonus, of course. As a jungler, you hit level 2 on golems or the blue golem just from that 5% bonus. It really helps. You may say, okay, why don't you have utility master? You gotta have that increased neutral buff duration. Well, I mean 30%, you keep it a third long. It's like, how long do you have the buff? Maybe 2 or 3 minutes. You get it maybe 30 seconds longer. I don't know how long it actually is, but it is good. I'm not gonna lie there, but I really have to have my 21 points into defensive. I really like tenacity, and I really like the health bonus from defense. So I like to go heavy defense on Amumu. A lot of people I know go heavy utility on anyone they play, but I just like to stop the experience. I don't really think I need utility mastery. I mean, it is helpful early mid game, but late game it's completely insignificant on Amumu, as you don't really need Golem or Lizard late game, but it helps. You can have Golem longer, keep your mana up. I mean, it's up to you. A lot of this is preference, like I said, but just what you're used to. Just go with that. Hey, this is the friggin' Pope, and gonna do a Amumu Jungling guide, a little quick guide here. First off, for abilities, you want to start with Despair, but Tantrum is also something I level first. I max Tantrum first because of the reduced damage on the passive for minions and the damage it does to AoE. Bandage Toss, I level that second, but I don't get it to level 4. It's good for setting up your ultimate, Curse of the Sad Mummy, for initiation and for stunning and just everything. But Despair I get first because of the percent damage and the well, it's percent of maximum health per second, so that'll help you get Golem, and I usually only get 1 rank of that early on. Unless the enemy team has a bunch of tanks or something, then I might max it. It depends on how the enemy team is building their items. Like if they're stacking Warmogs, then I might consider it. But most of the time, I like to get Tantrum level 2 and max that, and then max Curse of the, I mean not Curse of that money, but his Q first, his Bandage Toss. I usually get Cloth Armor and 5 health potions. The Cloth Armor will build into my Aegis of the Legion. I usually get that for team fights, and just because Amumu is such a strong tank, I like to build tanky with him. So, and what I'm pinging here on the map is if you see any sign of their team, or you think that they may be ganking you at Golem, you see them coming through, then I usually like to start at these 2 Golems, and it'll be just as fast. It's really no slower. With Amumu, he's such a good jungler. You can start here, or you could start at the blue Golem. And if you start at these 2 Golems down here, you're going to want to get the Race and the Wolves, and then you're going to want to recall and go back, and your Lizard will most likely still be there. So you're going to want to pick up Lizard, and then the Golem should be respawned by the time you kill that Lizard. But I'm just going to do a basic jungle route here, which most junglers will start at the blue Golem, and they'll take it down. And make sure you use your health potions, keep those running, and Smite does about 445 damage at rank 1, so I'm going to try to smite that perfectly so it doesn't get stolen from me. You get Tantrum at level 2. Keep your potions rolling. That way you can move as fast as you can. I'm going to fast forward this a little bit. Kill the wolves, kill the raves. Okay. Tantrum at rank 3. I mean at level 3, rank 2. I'm going to skip the lizard for now, and I'll tell you why in just a second, but we're going to kill these golems here. And I don't know why my smite cooldown was bugged there, but it was definitely up. I smite the golem on the right here. And ideally, you're going to recall, and the lanes will be ready to gank. Like you see the Soraka, this is a bot game, of course, but she's pushed up. So I'm going to buy some boot. I usually buy boots, a ward, and a health potion. Health potion just so I can jungle some more, and the ward to keep an eye out on the river area and for ganks for the opposing team's jungler. Or if I'm getting ganked, I may put it near my jungle to defend for me. A couple spots here near mid, those 2 spots, and those 2 spots on the upper wall near their jungle. Get this lizard, and I'm gonna get Bandage Toss at level 4. I usually want to get boots and then go get lizard because that helps me gank as well. See, I'm a lot faster than Soraka, so I can chase her down with lizard. But the mistake I made here, she had minions that were still alive, and also my team was here. Of course, my team would be here in a normal game, but she had a bunch of minions, so you want to be careful early on in the game. Those minions can really make or break a gank, especially on Amumu when you want to land that Bandage Toss ideally. So you kind of want to zone them out. Make sure when you come through, you see I came through this way, where the way I just walked through, except walking the other way. You want to, when you start in the bush, you want to start in the bush. You don't just want to run in the lane because then the minions will see you. Make sure the minions are set to attacking something. Then you want to run around this way, because when you run through these bushes, they're going to be attacking these minions. You're going to zone them out because they're going to be afraid of the gate because they just saw you behind. So you're going to zone them out, and then you're going to Bandage Toss like I just did there to gain speed on them. And if you have other people in your lane, they can help you pick up that kill as well. I put the ward there near that wall. That's kind of a different spot, but I do see people put it there. That's to defend from my jungle being ganked and from bottom lane. I know it's not in the bush, so you can't see that, or you can't see dragon.